Hi guys, Carrie here. Sorry it's been a little while since I've been here with an update. Anyway, so I'm at 19 months now. I haven't been back in a month or 5 weeks or so. I decided after my last video, this time I wasn't going to do the video right after my appointment because I'm not always real thrilled. And if I kind of show that at all on the video, people start leaving negative comments. So I'm just not, I'm going to wait until I'm in a more positive frame. So anyway, where I left you guys last time, I had bite blocks. I got them off. When I first got the bite blocks off, what happened was the molars had gone up, and the only thing that was touching is the single bicuspid. And it was really awkward again. I would just avoid those things if you could. They really didn't do anything, and they really put my bite in an awkward position overall. And I'm so glad to be done with them. He didn't even argue with me about taking them off because he saw how much I grinded on them. They actually made my jaw go backwards again the way they sat. It wasn't a good thing. So I'm glad that I got rid of them. That's a good thing. Okay, I'll start with the bottom. When I left you, he had just taken out my springs because the bottom teeth are flaring forward. We went 4 weeks without any spring at all, and they came back. So he had remeasured them 5 weeks ago, and they were at 4.5 or 5 millimeters each side. He needs a minimum of 6 to do a mini implant or 8 to do a regular implant. So I said, you know, when I left, I said, well, can I at least get the activated springs on the bottom so that we don't lose any more space because you got the teeth back so they're not flaring? He's like, yeah, okay. So I got that. And something interesting about these springs is they're actually pulling the second bicuspids out, like kind of like an expander would do. So, and that is somehow pulling the second molars back out too. So it's creating, I think, even bigger gaps down here. But that's where I am there. Now this appointment, he was kind of upset that we had he remeasured my top and he said there was only like 3 millimeters on this side and 3.5 millimeters space on this side, when it doesn't even make sense because he didn't do anything from the previous point where he told me they were 5. So he's like, oh, this is just not going very well. It's been almost 2 years now, and I don't have very much space at all on the top. And I'm like, you know, you're not really being fair because 5 months ago you put that power chain on me, and we lost all the space except for maybe half a millimeter on each side on the top. So you really don't. And then he's like, oh yeah, I thought they were flared. I was like, no, they weren't flared. It was because you used those closing springs and it created gaps you were trying to close. And instead of closing the gaps, everything just pulled backwards. We did close the gaps, but we lost all the space we created at the same time. He didn't really say anything to that, but I was a little upset that he didn't even really remember, but whatever. So he said he would call me in 8 weeks. Well, he said he would call me, but now it's been about 6 weeks since my appointment. I'm going to go in 8 weeks anyway because good news. This is the good news. Ready? Before I left, I said, you know, you haven't done anything to the top in 3 months. Let's put some bigger springs on. So he put really, really big springs to open the second area up here. And when I left, I have the second molar van on these, so it's going to be kind of hard to show anything. But anyway, what happens is he put these things called balls on. What a ball is like the wire sticks out past the second molar, and they put like filling material on so it doesn't rub against your cheek, but they leave a lot of extra space. Within a week on this side, the ball had fallen off and more space had been created. And then about 2 weeks ago, the ball fell off on this side, and I'm almost out of wire. So I'm amazed, and I'm going to tell you, the bigger springs this time, I don't know if it's because the space had already been open before, it didn't hurt at all. I mean, I didn't have any pain. I mean, not even the day I left the appointment, it didn't hurt. And I think we've created more space than ever now on the top. Well, okay, let me show you that. Okay, sorry for the glare, or, oh, maybe I just haven't used this mirror in a month or two. I think it got dusty. I'm going to try to clean it off for you, and we'll try this again. Sorry about that. But, yeah, oh, it looks much better. Okay, but see how much space has been created since the last time I showed you that? It's pretty crazy. I'll go ahead and show either side. Okay, only thing a little bit bad now is my bite's a little off and I am getting some neck pain. I gotta do my physical therapy exercises, partially my own fault. Okay, I'll sit back up straight like I should be. So anyways, that's where I am now. Kind of excited though about the additional space opening. Oh, and now there's still a millimeter here and there's a lot of space here now. In fact, the other day I was like, oh my god, I can fit my whole thumb in the gap. So I know we're getting closer now to where we need to be, and I think he's going to be pretty happy next time I go in. I don't think it's going to be a negative appointment. And one thing he did mention last time was he wanted to talk to somebody about expressing the service of wrapping my case up, which I kind of like that. It sounded great. I wasn't expecting to be done in 2 years, even though he told me, because everybody else told me 4, so that I talked to about this case anyway. So that's where I am now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm working on another video that I think you guys that like the industry stuff will really like. And anything else? Okay, one more close up. Yeah, the bite's a little off right now. I think we can fix that. Oh, but the good thing is, before, you know how I was biting with my lower teeth or my upper teeth? They're almost meeting now. Oh, I did want to mention one more thing. Facially, I think in the front of my face I'm looking a lot better, but now that the gap's opening up until I get the implant, you can see a line where I'm missing these teeth now. All the way down from the root, it dents right there, and then there's a hollow opening all the way. And there's a hair. So you can really see it. I mean, I was actually reading an article the other day. I don't remember where it was. If I find it, maybe I'll post it on this video. But they were saying that if you have premolar extractions when you're a child, it messes up the front of your face in here. If you have them when you're an adult, your cheeks sink in because everything's already developed. The growth is stunted on children. I don't think either way it looks right, but I was just reading that. But anyways, I think the front of my face is looking a lot better. I think my chin looks a lot better now. I think my lip support's looking a lot better. I think the here and here will pick up a little bit better when I get the implants. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this was a longer one. Have a great night. Aloha.